I think like we're having a discussion with my friend here. It is obvious that the new structure as it is gives a clear chain of command that makes it easier even for the public to know. You know, the police is a disciplined force. They take command. Previously, there were so many centers of power which were issuing conflicting commands. So it would have been very difficult to know that so and so is the one who has issued these instructions for ABC to happen. But as it stands now, the structure and command is so clear that if the police are let out loose to go out there and do ABCD in the public,
okay,
or if there is a situation like, say, the Garissa attack,
yeah,
where
or the Westgate,
where the police or whoever was in charge was blamed for laxity or wasting time. Now we know who to directly target and say, you are the one in charge, you are the one who was supposed to issue the command, you did not. You have failed us as the person in charge, and take responsibility for that. So I think the structure, the way it is commendable.
Okay.
And it should we should see more coming from the way it has been restructured in terms of service delivery.
Okay.
Yes, so that should be different from what you are saying. On a lighter note, that the blue uniforms are for visibility. I think police visibility should not be visual basic. It should be performance based.
Okay.
Yes.
and that isn't the reality, isn't it, Daniel, according to you, because you initially prophesized conflict because of the coming together, or the fusion of the different commands here. But subsequently, while it also lessens the number of positions from 12 to 3, the regional commanders have been done away with at the regional level, the DCI at the county level, the police, the administration of police and the DCI also at the county level. But again, it ushers in new dynamic, a new battlefront for the Kenya Police Service to try and salvage something in terms of making it more valuable to the public out there. And a lot of resources have been expected to be put in the police, or investments by the government. It includes, to just point them out, better remuneration, medical cover, insurance, improved vehicles, 525 vehicles for mobility purposes, armored personnel carriers. Of course, they were procured under then Interior Minister, the late Joseph Nkaiseri, who was in Parliament to answer to the procurement process, and surveillance cameras across the city. But there is the issue of the unaddressed matter here, which is extrajudicial killings, and Kenyans have come out to report about that. We have seen the public execution of many Kenyans in the country, especially in Nairobi, where in slums, police carry out these executions without fear. Will it enhance community policing in the sense that we are ushering in or turning a new leaf for the Kenya Police Service?
Well, Ayub, and you captured it very right. Probably, I would really concur with my colleagues, but also differ. That you see, structural changes must always be accompanied by the understanding of a value system that we as a country or institution really stand for. Like I've told you, the issue about the chain of command, or really try to address some issues, but not all the issues. Remember, we are having a police that what really needs to change is about the capacity of a police, the understanding of the roles and duties of a police, and really the institution of police service. Remember, in the backdrop of this, we are still yearning from cases like Fred has mentioned. The cases of extrajudicial killing has not been addressed. The babies that were really, somebody says they're collateral damage. Human life cannot be collateral damage. You know, these are issues that have really not been addressed. They're still finding their ways in the court. The matters that are in the court, the investigation authorities are still following up with them. But one of the things that I really have to say is that one of the arguments I agree with when President Uhuru Kenyatta proposed, there's going to be another training for the new officers or the police structure to understand the changes that have been made. And I think that should be the most important thing, first of all, is to help them really understand why these changes have been made and now whose role is dedicated towards a certain point. Because then, like I told you, in the competition of power, in the competition of roles and duty, there might be a conflict of interest that might come. But when these guys are going to be trained, and especially now, what is the expectation and all, it's going to save a number of things. But then, with all these proposals, does that take away the moral degradation that we are seeing within the police service? How does that address the fact that our police institution have been mentioned as one of the corrupt institutions? Okay. How does that address? And you see an expose that was done by BBC. I think you saw it. Yeah, what happened in Pumwani, somewhere around, not really in Isilim. Yeah. It's really shocking. And as much as, you know, we do not cast, do not throw the baby with the bathwater. There are elements within the police service that really needs to be weeded out, you know. And the police the spokesperson was actually saying that, you know, this is the one of the institutions that there's even checks and balance within, that we are having independent police oversight authority. But how many cases have been expedited by IPOA to its successful completion? How many cases have been successful? So it really addressed a lot of issues that while there are these kind of structural changes and these kinds of visibility, we really have to look at the softwares. Okay. And the softwares was, how do our police conduct their services with utmost integrity and in the ownership that they have a patriotic duty to do as a police service.
Okay, Victor Maren,
yes. Sorry, just to interject there. You see, what I would like to say is, if we are keen on having a police force that is disciplined and is full of integrity.
Police service. No.
A police service. A police service. Okay, they are still behaving like a force.
Exactly.
It must begin from recruitment.
Okay.
We must have structures and systems of recruiting people of integrity, not people who have 32 teeth,
okay,
bulging stomachs.
Okay, and money exchanging hands. Victor